when conditions dictate it. You look at winter, quote unquote, and you see the tree die. But the tree doesn't die. The tree simply goes through a phase and then rephases back into what you perceive as life. This is what you do now, but that was a choice. You could stay in the body as long as you want because you are the highest, the most developed, the most sentient of all the Most High's creations, because you are the Most High. The Most High just folded over on itself and bang, here we are. So why are you dying? Why are you aging? Why are you getting sick? First things first. The biggest mind fuck going on today is that there's something called disease. Disease is superstition. And I'll tell you why. Because the average man and the average woman has no clue as to the workings of nature. And I wrote things down because I have a lot to say and I just don't want to just talk out the hair. So this will go on tape because it came straight through me, through what I felt, through what I've researched, and I offer this to the masters gathered here who are in the process of remembering. It is the fragmentary concepts of medical science that has misled us for nearly 500 years. Now, with the so-called alternative health crusade of the New Age, the fragmentation continues. First, the body is a whole and complete unit of cosmic intelligence, not a series of parts sliced together to simulate life. To understand the true nature of health and healing, we must stop viewing the body temple the way the cave scientist tells us to, as a series of fragmented parts containing organs and systems. There are no systems or organs as we have been made to understand and overstand. This is fragmentation based on commercialism. The definition of the body parts by medical science are the medical church's definitions of your temple that exists in reality only on paper. I wonder if you're going to be able to get next to where we're going. There are no such things as body systems. These parts that have been identified are simply definitions of a church that exists only as abstracts on paper. These organs and systems are medical abstracts, codes of the medical church, like sacraments, rituals, saints, demons, and instruments of the Christian church. There are no parts to the body. That is an illusion. There are no systems, organs, or vessels, but outer expressions of an integrated whole. Again, this fragmentary perception of the body temple enhances our false notions that we can apply a separate remedy to that isolated part while the whole remains unaffected. That is the height of white Caucasian thinking. As a result, when a healing crisis occurs, we think that we have to go ballistic like the Caucasian does. So what do? We seek potions. We seek remedies. We seek medications. We seek vitamins. We seek herbs. The very word healing implies health. In fact, disease is actually an expression of health. Healing does not begin when you feel the first symptoms of your imbalance. Let me say that again. Healing does not begin when you, on the surface, feel your first sense of the imbalance. Healing does not begin when you take herbs, potions, or tonics. Healing does not begin when you take herbs, potions, or tonics. By the time you feel your first symptom, you are already midway to the final stages of your cleansing and healing. Taking anything other than natural energy from the air, water, and the sun at this time is tantamount to interfering and stopping a healing process that cosmic intelligence had already begun. Disease is not life-threatening. There is no such thing as a life-threatening disease. Cancer is not life-threatening. The only time cancer becomes life-threatening is when the doctor begins to stick and prod at what nature has consolidated and isolated to protect the total body. It is when man interferes that he begins to die. Life needs no help in the operation of life. The medical priest is conditioned and trained to see germs and viruses as the cause of what ails humanity. Germs and viruses are actually the demons of the medical church. But disease is actually intelligence at work. Disease is self-limiting. But enter the New Age. Now you say the New Age, now we're going alternative. We're going to do the alternative thing. I'm not going to follow the regular Orthodox church. I'm going to do something that's alternative. But let's investigate what's alternative about it. Because I am a refugee from that thinking process. The stepchild of the medical church is the alternative health community. It too is commercially driven, all on the fuel of false promises and commodities. Western medicine prompts and promotes the concept of pharmaceutical targets. Well, New Age medicine prompts and promotes vitamin and herbal targets. They both fragment the body into targets for therapy. The New Age also advertises health in a bottle. These are the ballistics of health, they call it. Those various physiological systems identified as the nervous system, the muscular system, the digestive system, the respiratory system, the reproductive system, the lymphatic system, the endocrine system, only exists as a perception in the paperwork of the cave scientist. To further entrench the illusion of systems and origins, the medical church has a branch of priests they call specialists. Special forces. Specialists are the worst kinds of doctors because disease to them and their protocols for treatment are based in the worst form of fragmentation. Their science, again, exists only as a fragmented model on paper. I use the definition, or at least the example, of if a man goes in to see a doctor who's a proctologist and he has a heart ailment, 9 times out of 10 the proctologist is going to tell him that his asshole is the problem rather than his heart. Because the only thing he is versed in is your asshole. And when you deal with fragmentation like that, you can divvy the body up the way they divvy up the cow and show you all the different parts that they're going to feed to you. So you get a respiratory therapist, a eye, ears, nose, and throat therapist, a bone therapist, a skin therapist, a gastroenterologist. But think about this. The mouth, the throat, the stomach, the kidneys, and the large intestines could not perform digestion, assimilation, and elimination without the brain and the nerves. In fact, the only purpose for diagnosis is to find out which drug or drug-based therapy you will be treated with. There is no healing model for the end results of diagnosis. Let me repeat that. There is no healing model for the end result of diagnosis. Only a drug model, a drug protocol, or a surgical protocol. Ask any doctor if he's going to help heal you when you go see him. It is the same with the so-called alternative healing community, unfortunately. What are the herbal sacraments for the medical drug sacraments are the same for their own particular demons. And if you look at all of what it is the alternative health community does, is they label the so-called separate symptoms the way the medical church. This is good for, what's that? Diabetes. This is good for high blood pressure. What the fuck is all that? How are you going to bring the language of the person you say you alternative to into your dictionary, into your semantics? If you are alternative, then there is nothing that you are going to bring from them to you. I don't know if you can see that. Any substance, now listen carefully, any substance that is given to a sick person to reduce their symptoms only prolongs the body's effort to heal itself. Let me repeat that. Any substance that you give to a person, anyone who is sick, anything you give to anyone that's sick to reduce the symptoms, you prolong the healing process of that person. It is cosmic intelligence that is the healer. Only that which created you can heal you. Whatever is needed by intelligence will be provided by the air, the sun, and the water. As a true naturopath, you must assist in the mode of healing or create the environment and the availability for those three aspects to be introduced to you. So if you as a true healer want to be, and there's no true healers in the flesh. The true healer is only the source you came from. So what you are is nothing more than an assistant. An assistant to a process that is inevitable. And what you do is to teach that person to create the environment in thought, word, deed. The environment that is around that person so that those three components may act optimally and to the best benefit of the person that is healing. Assistance versus interference. The body creates what it needs in all phases of its life. It knows what to do in health, and it damn sure knows what to do in sickness. Intelligence does not suspend at the moment you become ill. How the hell is it you think that the doctor all of a sudden knows something about the body because you just got sick? There is no protocol for health. There is no protocol in medical science for the word health. There's not even the word God in any of their medical books. So how in the hell are they going to do any healing? That's right. I got an amen. The ancestors just gave an ashe. Intelligence does not suspend at the point when you feel ill. In fact, it is how kicked into high gear. But your fear motivates you to seek some reprieve. Herbs, my beloved brothers and sisters, herbs are stimulants. They are irritants. They are stimulants. Get used to that word today. Get used to the word irritate. Get used to the word stimulate. Because they do not and are not the same as nutrition. Stimulation is not nutrition. Oh, you're going to find out all about the working model of that vehicle of consciousness that you've been walking around with. Y'all know more about your damn car than you do yourself. But today, by the time you walk out, you're going to be experts or imperts. Because I hope that you're all going to be able to walk the journey with us. You know, even if you're sleeping, I'm going to talk to that other part of you. Herbs are stimulants, irritants that remove